let's watch real comedy, which is conservatives being conservatives. Now, we've already talked about this, but there is perhaps no better recognition that we have returned back to the normalcy of losing our minds over monotonous, boring stories and the outrage cycle back into being like full effect. There is no better representation than there's no better representation about that revolves around fucking return to normalcy than Tucker Carlson trying to create something. Tucker Carlson trying to create a new outrage cycle around wet ass pussy. Them culture vandals censoring many art forms. Let's take a look at what this new wet ass pussy shit is about.
Question.
I know that like did WAP get like a Grammy or something? That's why I saw that the conservatives were losing their minds over this. Nature is healing, and conservatives are upset about dumb shit again.
Well, we learned last night at the Grammy Awards. Here's a clip of the only portion we could play you. No more Dumbo. It's too filthy.
What?
We get that.
Dude, you are such a fucking nerd, dude. I'm sorry. You are such a fucking gigantic nerd, dude. If you look at something like that and go, I can't believe that the entertainment industry is doing some degeneracy again, when like literally all art has always been degenerate forever. I don't know what to tell you. Just like, you know, this Monet guy started drawing naked women that were commoners. Back in my day, the only women that were supposed to be naked were angels. I find this to be distasteful. Why are we now drawing naked prostitutes? These impressionists. What are they talking about? What do they want to do? Seriously upset with how things are going in the art world. Are they doing art or are they doing degeneracy masquerading as art? It's like what are you fucking are you in the 17th century? Like what the fuck's going on? Back in oh Jesus Christ. It's literally like being upset at this is so dumb. It's just so fucking dumb. Equating this to Art Pepega, dude. This is, whether you admit it or not, whether you can say it's commodified to the fucking 10th degree or not, doesn't matter. It's still fucking art. You're consuming it. It's made for your consumption. It doesn't have to be like high art. It's still fucking art, you dumbasses. It's music. Music is literally art. Stop being moronic Puritans. I promise you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? Art, the expression of application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Exactly. This double standard shit is getting old as fuck? What do you mean? You call that music? Again, guys, just because you personally do not appreciate it does not change the reality that it is absolutely designated as art, okay? And the example I gave you is literally an example from history in the way that the art world originally, or the intelligentsia originally, regarded a new wave of fucking painters that were changing the norms of sexuality and human bodies in the way that they are demonstrated on a fucking canvas. I'm literally giving you a 5-head art take that you would know if you understood art history. That is a direct comparison to what is going on here. Having a conversation about like how commoditized art is nowadays because of capitalism or whatever the fuck is entirely separate, okay? They just base their art on religion and not pop culture? Yeah. So, it might not be high art, but that doesn't change the reality that it's still art. And it's degenerate, okay? It is degenerate. It is certainly degenerate. It's hedonistic. It is made primarily for immediate consumption. Okay, it tickles your fancy by reinforcing like the primal urges that you feel. Okay, but it's still fucking art. I'm sorry that it's not Christian dad rock, Tucker Carlson. Okay, I'm sorry that the art that you wanted to see at the Grammys is not fucking, again, like garage bands that talk about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, or whatever the fuck this psychopath is into. The Nazis used to get pissed because visitors to their art museums prefer the degenerate art, which was new, different, and interesting instead of the good trad art. Tucker's on this exact same shit. Exactly. Nazis had a very interesting point of view on what they consider to be degenerate art as well. So it's understandable that a fucking modern contemporary fascist would have a similar point of view. It's just whatever. Mental gymnastics? No. The only person that is engaging in mental gymnastics is you, because you are trying to become a mental gymnast. You are literally trying to comprehend a very basic subject. Okay? I'm not saying it's highbrow art. Okay? I'm not saying it's high art. I'm just saying it's art. It literally is subjective. You cannot deny that it's art.
That instead. Candace Owens is the author of Blackout and the host of Candace. She joins us today. Candace Owens, thanks so much for coming on. It's hard not to conclude they're intentionally trying to degrade our culture and hurt our children.
I mean, absolutely, Tucker. I mean, Dr. Seuss, gone. Mr. Potato Head, problematic, not enough genders available. We've seen going through the supermarket as a traumatizing experience. We lost Aunt Jemima last year. We lost Land O'Lakes butter last year.
Like, zero fucking people were like, we need to stop Aunt Jemima. Like, zero people said that. Okay? The only people that talked about fucking Aunt Jemima and, like, Land O'Lakes butter or whatever, or Mr. Potato Head and his potato dick, have been conservatives, are conservatives. They're just literally having a conversation in their own circle. Okay? It's just conservatives back and forth talking about how crazy liberals are. Like, zero liberals are like, oh my God, I'm so glad that fucking Aunt Jemima doesn't exist anymore. It's so dumb.
We lost Uncle Ben and his rice last year because everything is so traumatizing for children to look at. But this spectacle, virtually what we were looking at last night was a lesbian sex scene being simulated on television. And this is considered feminist. It's iconic. It's forward. It's progressive. It's the way the world's going, Tucker. And if you don't see that, it's because you're a bigot. You don't understand. This is the way the world needs to go. I 100% agree with you in the assessment that this feels more sinister.
Yeah, why can't we go back to the old days when, like, rock musicians talked about fucking 14-year-old girls? Like, why can't we go back to the good old days? You know what I mean? When music was about having sex with a fucking 14-year-old girl. Right? I don't understand it, brother. Why the fuck can't we listen to real music, brother? What is this lesbian shit? What is this lesbian bullshit? What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, how many songs are out there about, like, fucking 17-year-olds, dude? I feel like literally every song before 1980 is, like, about having sex with a 17-year-old girl. Anyway. Christine 16 by Kiss. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why 17 specifically? They're like fucking they're like manga writers. That's why. That's literally it. They're like dudes who fucking write animes and write the plot line of animes. They have to specify that the person is 17. Rock musicians in the 60s, 70s, and even before that too. And those who fucking write for animes and mangas, like, literally specify exclusively. They're like, this person is 17, by the way. Can't tell if you mean the Cherry Pie song, She's My Cherry Pie, the Whitesnake song, or the one where Steven Tyler had his daughter in the music video for it. Isn't Cherry Pie also about a young girl too? Or is that not?
This is starting to me to seem like it's not even
like it is. You know what's funny about this? What's really funny about this situation? What's really funny about the situation is that, like, conservatives have demonstrated, unironically, the fucking need for music like Wet Ass Pussy, because the entirety of the conservative side of the political spectrum showcase that they don't understand that pussies are supposed to be wet. Okay? So I'm glad that music like WAP is showing a basic biological function of reproduction that conservatives have never fucking seen. And from that respect, this is art, okay? There you go. It's not only art made for your consumption, it's lowbrow art, it's degenerate art, it's hedonistic art, okay? It's capitalist art. But there is a lesson there, and that is the pool boy makes your wife's vaginas wet. You do not, and you should work on that, okay? There you go.
The world needs to go. I 100% agree with you in the assessment that this feels more sinister. This is starting to me to seem like it's not even left or right. It's not a political issue. This seems like an attack on American values, American traditions, and you're actually actively trying to make children aspire to things that are grotesque. This is not about diversity anymore, Tucker. It's about perversity. No. We are celebrating perversity in America.
They're trying to degrade us. I mean, if you think about...
Yeah, they're trying to degrade our culture. They're trying to degrade our culture. They're trying to degrade our culture. Like, what is our culture, dumbass? What is American values? We're a penal colony of degenerate criminals, okay? That's how we fucking started. What do you mean? Like I don't even understand what this fucking take is, okay?
All the energy that our professional class expends trying to extinguish political views they disagree with, and you've been the target of this. We have too.
I mean, it's definitely not suitable for kids. Dude, it's not for kids. I don't understand. Since when is art made for consumption supposed to be for fucking kids? It's not Thomas the Tank Engine, okay? Idiot. What? 10-year-olds are not supposed to be consuming the fucking Grammys. Like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. I actually took the time out from watching my favorite juicer to go and watch the Grammys. I really need to figure out who won Best Tropical Latino music producer. I'm really rooting for whatever fucking, I don't know, name a Latino music producer. Name one. I don't listen to music. I'm the worst person to talk about this because I literally do not listen to music. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No energy is spent at all trying to contain pornography, which is literally everywhere online, and not just people having sex, but like stuff that probably kind of hurt your brain if you looked at enough of it. And it's just everywhere, but no one ever says a word about it. For real, what does that tell you about their goals?
Actually, they say many words about it. They call this great. They say this is fabulous, that this is the stuff that children should be aspiring towards. So at the same time, Tucker, that we have...
Yeah, that's like, wet-ass pussy is actually a fucking... Wet-ass pussy is literally about... it's a how-to guideline for what children should do. That's what that song is, actually.
Kids that are not learning hard academics anymore in school, right? Forget about mathematics and science. You can trust the science and trust Dr. Fauci, but you have these kids learning about critical race theory. They're learning that they should aspire to people like Cardi B. You see that fundamentally we are seeing the destruction of American...
Bro, this is literally just a word salad. She is just gargling fucking random words. She's just tossing random words out there that are like loosely... She's playing word association with leftist concepts, hoping that it fucking sticks. Oh, what's happening with wet-ass P word is this is critical race theory. Like, how is this critical race theory, man? Like, I can't understand this. She's just fucking ad-libbing right now. What kind of class tells you how to be Cardi B? Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about this before, but like, of course, Tucker Carlson joked about sex with a teen beauty queen, obviously. I gotta be honest, I thought she was kind of appealing. He stayed in the Bubba the Love Sponge show while also joking about jerking off to the young contestants. Remember how when I went to the fucking QAnon rally and I asked them like, oh, you guys are protesting cuties, like, what about child beauty pageants? And literally conservatives were like, wait, child beauty pageants are fine, actually. Oh, really? So child beauty pageants are fine, but you're upset about fucking cuties. Okay, got it. So you just don't give a shit about whatever you like to enjoy for some fucking weird psychotic reason. Like, conservatives love child beauty pageants for some fucking weird reason, okay? This is white people shit. That's why.
values, American principles. And it's terrifying. I think parents should be terrified that this is the direction that our society is heading towards. And again, we are weakening America. That's really what we should be talking about. This is a weakening of American society. We are setting the stage, and it feels like...
Bro, if you're fucking screeching about a musical performance at the fucking music show for adults and talking about how this is degenerating American culture, you're a fucking idiot, okay? You're right. We are literally fucking weak. We are too weak that this is the most popular news broadcast, and that's what you choose to spend your time on. Again, completely made up, completely fabricated, ridiculous, idiotic outrage culture. And it's basically to tell 75-year-olds like black women are rubbing their pussies on one another on television, and that's terrifying, and it's destroying America. It's like, no, it's not. It's just a fucking song, okay? Jackass, this is not touching American culture and ruining American culture, whatever the fuck that might be.
We are looking at corrosion. Like we are about to see the end of the
It's just conservative identity
empire.
politics is what they're doing.
America cannot survive. It cannot be sustained under these sorts of values and principles.
So I mean, this is personal for you. You just had a son.
I mean, Hasan, Cardi B openly admits she refused to let her daughter hear or watch the song as a parent. Okay, but I never said this is for mass consumption, you fucking idiot. What the fuck are you saying? Did I literally say, if I ever have a child, I'm going to make them fucking sit there and forcibly get them to watch this? Like, not everything is conservatives. There is no room for comedy anymore. Liberals don't want edgy humor to happen. Also, conservatives, every part of culture needs to be tailor-made for children and mass consumption. Everything should be a Disney movie. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Make sense, please.
Recently, and I think you and a lot of other young parents are going to start to think, well, you know, how maybe can we create something different? Do you want to raise your kids in a sincere question in a world like this?
No, and I say to people all the time that follow me, I'm sincerely looking at homeschooling, making sure that my kid is not going to be polluted with this, because like I said, they are being taught that this is a form of freedom for women, right? As if every woman last night should have looked at that performance and said, you know.
I mean, low-key, it kind of is. And the reason why it kind of is because, like, so many conservative men just basically showcase that, like, they didn't realize that pussies are supposed to be wet. Like, not only that, but they were just, like, running with, like, no, pussies aren't supposed to be wet. What is this? Like, what's going on? Liberals want to create a world in which pussies are wet. Well, here on the Tucker Carlson Tonight broadcast, we show you the real news, the real truth. Pussies are supposed to be dusty and dry, cobwebs within it. That's the perfect pussy that you could ever have. The one that my wife has. A dry ass P-word. A dusty ass P-word. Feels like sandpaper when you put it in.
You know what? Before I felt like I was a bird in a cage, but after seeing that, I feel inspired. That's the real me. That's what I want to actually be in this society. Like, we're breaking away from the patriarchy. This is not the patriarchy that's keeping young women down. It's displays like this, displays of blatant nudity and sexualization that is keeping women down in this society.
Yeah, that's what's keeping women down, dude. Thank you, Fuller Then Empty, for the 5 gifted subs.
Totally degrading. And the same people who make it will lecture you about you hate women or something. I mean, who hates women, really? Candace Owens, I sure appreciate your coming on tonight. That was great. Thank you.
Hey, they're trying to create lesbians. It's another really good fucking take, dude. I love this shit.